In 2008, Nintendo released Mario Kart Wii, and along with it came the Wii Racing Wheel, a piece of plastic that would hold your Wiimote sideways and allow you to simulate automotive steering, somewhat. Nintendo didn't really make further use of the racing wheel except for Excitebots, I think, leaving it up to third parties to take full advantage of the peripheral, and that opened up the door for publisher Zoo Games. You might be saying, hey, the oldest gamer, I just searched your entire video library and you never reviewed Glacier 1. What's your deal, old man? You can't just skip ahead like that. Well, calm down. 2006's Glacier was a PC-only game made by Team 6 Game Studios, a Dutch company that makes a lot of racing games, and games like Pizza Dude. Pizza Dude! In that game, a bunch of rich jerks strapped guns onto their stupid expensive cars and raced them around dangerous environments trying to murder each other. I don't play PC games, so I pulled all that information together from the internet, but there, you're all caught up. Released exclusively for the Nintendo Wii in 2009, Glacier 2 is a single-player car combat racer about the rich jerks from the previous game doing it all again. The manual explains that, despite the disastrous ending of the first official Glacier event, more rich people want to compete and everything is now bigger and badder, blah blah blah. The 2 paragraphs of backstory ends with explaining that there is only one rule: he who finishes first is victorious. Which, yeah, I mean, that's how it works. If you win, you're the winner. Good job, rich people. There are no game options of any kind in Glacier 2, as it's a very bare-bones experience. You pick your car and you race the tracks. Come in first place and you get to race the next track. Come in second, third, or fourth, and you get to try again, loser. You're generally racing against 3 other cars whose drivers all want to murder you. Luckily, in each environment, you will find weapon pickups like bombs, missiles, and machine gun ammo to defend yourself with. There are also health and turbo boost bonuses to grab. Glacier 2 is an extremely low-effort game for the Wii, which puts it right at home on the Wii. Aside from there only being one game mode for one player, the game's menu options don't let you do anything more than raise or lower the levels of the game's music and sound effects. You can choose from easy, medium, and hard difficulties for the races, but who cares? When you take the lead in a race, you're likely to start taking damage from other racers. That's normal in games like this, of course. But when you do, you have no idea what is actually damaging you. Your car just starts taking damage without any kind of visual indication as to what is hitting you. Are they incoming missiles, machine gun fire, random game glitches? Who knows? And there's literally nothing you can do about it anyway, so just keep going forward, idiot. Races feature titles that lack proper spelling and capitalization. Sometimes you'll get helpful tips during the loading screens, like select retry race to retry the race, which, thanks, I wondered how that was gonna work. So the thing about Glacier 2 is, you might be looking at this footage and thinking that the game looks really fun and chaotic. Hell, I'm looking at it while I edit, and I'm thinking that. But then I remembered that I was the one playing it, and playing it doesn't produce the kind of fun we might be seeing in this video. Many of the races feature very narrow sections of track where, if you're not precise, you'll fall to your doom. And waving a wireless plastic wheel around in the air just doesn't provide the level of control you need to navigate those parts correctly. It's an artificial way to add difficulty and extend the life of the game, I suppose, as you'd most likely breeze through Glacier 2 if you weren't fighting with the controls. As long as you can escape the scrum at the start of each race, you would most likely be able to win them all fairly quickly. And that's a positive for the game, actually. The races are really quick, some as fast as only 30 seconds or so. But okay, now I'm hearing myself say that, and is it really good to say that the best thing about a game is that you don't have to play it for very long? Other than that glowing recommendation, Glacier 2 is a game without personality, without depth, and once you get through the handful of races it has to offer, there's no compelling reason to ever do it again. Hell, there's really not a compelling reason to do it the first time. It's just I have this YouTube channel and it requires content. Less than a year later, Team 6 and Zoo Games released Glacier 3 The Meltdown, again exclusively for the Nintendo Wii, and again compatible with the Wii Wheel. No normal control options are available despite the Wii having a perfectly fine Pro Controller. The manual explains that the press has now learned about multi-millionaire Bob Slayer, that's new, Bob Slayer's stupid Glacier races, and now everyone wants in. He who is victorious in the whatever, etc. With that premise though comes improvements. 2 human players can now enjoy the fun, and there are actual game modes. There's the story mode, which is 6 chapters of 4 races each, although every other chapter is just the previous chapter's tracks in reverse. After finishing chapters of the story mode, you'll unlock individual races that you can do just for fun, and also challenges like jumping as far as you can, and then the game will assign you an arbitrary score. Achieve the correct random score, and you will unlock new vehicles. These are all welcomed additions. Unfortunately, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the gameplay feels worse than Glacier 2. The camera is extremely low and zoomed in, making it difficult to see where the upcoming turns are. Hell, it's hard to just identify what's road and what's out of bounds in general, as many of the game's textures all look quite similar. Even the combat feels worse somehow, with less ammo available, and generally once you have some, there is no one in range of your weapons anyway. But the most egregious issue is with the controls, which are insane. Your car now wildly fishtails at the slightest controller movement, which, a controller that is just being waved around in the air without any kind of feedback is going to slightly move even when you're trying not to. This isn't fun. This sucks. After a couple of hours with each game, I've reached my verdict, and despite the fact that I'm building a collection of Wii exclusive releases, which both of these games are, I'm sad to report that I will not be keeping either of them. I just can't see myself ever playing either one of them again. 3 is better than 2 in the options department, but the gameplay in 2 is slightly better than the gameplay in 3. If the features of 3 and the gameplay of 2 were 1, maybe I could see keeping that. And if these games were $5 digital downloads that featured tight, standard controls and maybe achievements to earn, would I buy them? I most likely would. But I cannot stress enough how much of a disservice the motion controls are to these games, especially in retrospect. No one wants to play games this way. So off to eBay they go, and I should be able to get a couple pennies for them. Although honestly, I should just launch these things into the sun. No one out there is buying Wii games anymore except me because I'm an idiot.